Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Adam C. Moreno Show. Guys, today we have some surprising news regarding JD Vance, Marco Rubio, and Robert F. Kennedy Jr., as well as gas, a kitchen favorite, and some more good stuff. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Also, guys, if you like having conversations like this, if you think they matter, please consider liking and subscribing. It really does make a huge difference. All right, check this out. Oh, it pains NBC to admit this, but this is actually a good thing. Guys, the gas prices are the best that they've been in 4 years, thanks to, some would say, President Trump. Check out this clip from NBC.
Let's start with this good news. Gas prices down. Will they continue to drop, or is it too early to tell, Christine?
You know, we think they might. A lot of experts looking, as long as you don't get a really bad hurricane season or you don't get any supply disruptions. So really looking at gas prices that are best in 4 years. And this is so important for all of those millions of people who will be hitting the roads starting on Tuesday. That's when this starts, July 1st, Tuesday through the next Monday. That's the big travel period for people who are driving. And you've got these gas prices, about 3.20, 3.21 cents. That's really a decent price considering 20 cents less than it was a year ago. So that's $6 or $7 extra when you fill up. That's real money.
Let's start with
Come on. Are you kidding me? This is like one of my favorite things ever because so many people almost voted on this exact matter going back to last year, even going back to a year before then. People were really feeling that financial pressure on the pump, and it was ridiculous. And I do think that when gas is low, people are just happier. They're less stressed. They're more generous. They're more relieved. And this is a good thing. Are you kidding me? So I loved seeing that clip, and I hope you did too. But check this out. Bigger news. Smuckers has officially announced that they're going to be removing all artificial colors and dyes from their products by the end of 2027. Are you kidding me? This kitchen staple, all right, ABC News with this headline saying J.M. Smuckers plans to remove artificial colors from all of its jams and other products by the end of 2027. I just love seeing companies prove time and again that they actually have the capacity and I would even say the desire and the willingness to actually change. This is huge. And to me, this actually says something even bigger. Like, I think we are seeing this big societal cultural shift. People are sick of fake colors. They are sick of fake food. They want something real. We are literally in this moment craving real food, craving real nourishment, craving real community, real intimacy. We're sick of the fake stuff. And I love this so much. This is a huge win, honestly. And you know what? That is not the only win because check out what I just saw from the New York Post. All right, Vance Buttigieg would be the 2028 presidential contenders, according to a new poll. And you know what? There's actually a lot more beneath the surface here that I'm excited to get into. Check this out. So we have this, the Republican side, Democratic side. These are the Democratic contenders, and we'll go ahead and talk about that as well. But here's one quick take from Link Lauren. I thought this was hilarious. He says, Pete's been ripping off Vance's looks, voice, and mannerisms recently, even down to the facial hair. All right. Is 2028 going to be the battle of the beards? Honestly, it sounds a little bit catchy. All right. So I do like it a little bit. But check this out. Saw this first from the New York Post, which is great. But look at this. In a hypothetical Republican presidential primary fight, Vance leads the pack with 46% support, followed by Secretary of State Marco Rubio at 12%, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis at 9%, and Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. at 5%, according to the Emerson College survey. So this is really interesting stuff, and I do have the rest of the poll here because we always do like to look at what the truth actually is. So real quick, here is the methodology. The Emerson College Poll National Survey was conducted June 24th to 25th, 2025. The sample of U.S. active registered voters, N equals 1,000, has a credibility interval similar to polls' margin of errors of a plus or minus 3 percentage points. The data sets were weighted by gender, education, race, age, party registration, and region based on U.S. Census parameters and voter file data. All right, so very interesting stuff. And here is the actual spreadsheet from a Google Docs that Emerson College shared. You can go ahead and see all this information. I'll go ahead and have this linked up too if somebody wants to go ahead and play with all these numbers. You could see this is the question that was asked. Looking ahead to 2028 Democratic presidential race, among the following candidates, who would you support for the Democratic nomination? All right. So you see these huge spikes between Kamala Harris and Pete Buttigieg. All right, as well as Gavin Newsom here. All right, very, very interesting stuff. And if you go back to the image that was shared, check this out, bringing it up. All right, look at this. This is the top 3 contenders. I don't think anybody would be surprised here, but Pete Buttigieg at 16%, Kamala Harris at 13%, and Gavin Newsom at 12%. And AOC is sitting strong at 7 alongside Josh Shapiro. But it is worth noting that most of the percentage goes towards people saying that they were undecided here at 23%, which is a shock nightmare comparison to what people were saying on the Republican side. All right, because again, JD Vance has a whopping 46%, Marco Rubio at 12, Ron DeSantis at 9, and Robert F. Kennedy Jr. at 5. But undecided voters only took up 17% here. All right. So really, really shocking whenever you compare what this looks like to the Democrats. Again, feeding the same line that the Democrats are lost. They have no clear voice. They don't know what they're standing for. And if they don't know what they're standing for, people don't know what they're voting for. So this is a really, really big deal. But could I also just say that I'm personally really surprised that Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is actually among the top 3 after JD Vance, because of course JD's gonna be ranking among, he's literally the sitting vice president, of course. Like, I don't think anybody should be surprised here. But to see Robert F. Kennedy Jr. at 5 is incredibly surprising, interesting, and I think it's gonna be fueling a whole lot of people who are interested in seeing him run in 2028. So you know what? I thought it might be a little too early to see these conversations of a 2028 poll. Like, we're literally in 2025. Like, at least to wait until next year. But this is a little bit fueling, so I'm definitely interested in it, and I'm definitely going to take this. All right. In other news, this is definitely going to be a quick video, but I think it was kind of a slow-ish news day, and I think sometimes that is definitely okay. And it's Friday, all right? The weekend's about to roll in, and I kind of like it. But check it out. Charlie Kirk wrote this saying, "No nukes for Iran. Ceasefire in the Middle East. Stock market hits a record high. Border is totally secure. Deportations accelerating at record levels. Peace between Rwanda and Congo, and a massive tax cut about to pass. Have a great weekend, everyone." You know what? I like it. All right. This is what a way to kind of go into Saturday and Sunday. I love it. So we even have JD Vance saying, "An amazing week. Congrats to everyone." And he was responding to a rapid response post. It has this awesome image of President Trump looking just incredibly presidential. All right, love it. But they wrote, 12-day war ceasefire, NATO defense spending agreement, Rwanda and Congo peace deal, SCOTUS ends nationwide injunctions, green lights, third country deportations, record high stock market, and so much more. Have a great weekend, Patriots. So I really wanted to end it there. And I wanted this video to be kind of a before you log off type of thing. All right. I know a lot of people get tired of the news cycle, and I think sometimes you should just hear the things that are genuinely important. I want people to consume the news in a way that inspires them, that motivates them, that fuels them, that gives them reasons to, jump out of bed in the morning. And I think today we kind of did that. All right. I think there was good news today. There was some Maha news. There was some just America First news, and I think it's good. All right. Anyways, that's the video today. Tell me what you liked about it, what you didn't like about it, what you agree with, what you disagree with. Tell me what you think about the Supreme Court decisions that were made today. All right. As we just touched on in this moment from rapid response page. All right. Some people think this is controversial. Some people thought this couldn't have happened soon enough. All right, but let me know what you think about all this in the comment section, and I will see you all next time. Please consider liking and subscribing. It really does make a huge difference. All right, I'll see you guys next time. Episode's over already? Jeez, that was fast. Well, they say beautiful things do not last forever, but feel free to watch and listen to another one of these episodes if you're interested in those conversations as well. Also, this next part is huge. Make sure to obliterate that like and subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never skip a beat. I also have a newsletter where we dive into the news, politics, and ideas that shape our future. If you're interested in signing up, I'd really appreciate that. Anyways, that's the end of this episode. Thank you so much for watching and listening, and I'll see you next time.